Welcome to this quick webinar that we've set up to help you navigate your way around the IRS system. The first thing you do when you want to log into the new online site is go to psg.co.za and you'll end up in this page where you've got the air balloon, and on the right hand side there it says login. You click on login and it'll take you to this login page where we're trying to consolidate all the things so that we only have one login. We're not going to do that today as yet. That'll happen towards the end of the month, but for now, you choose the third option from the left, which says PSG Online. So you'll click in PSG Online. You put in your username and your password there, and you'll click on Login. It'll say it's busy redirecting, and it'll then take you to the PSG Online display page. There we go. So you'll see here's the portfolio displayed in a summary view. If you want to see more details, click on account details and it'll expand it for you, the entire portfolio. This account has got no equities at the moment, but if it had instruments, they would have been displayed down here. You'll be familiar with this page as it looks very much like the old online page. One function that we still need to add for you is if you click on the share code on the old site, it used to bring up the share info. We are busy recreating those links for you. What we did when we built the site or altered the site is we separated trading functionality from administrative function. So this is pretty much your admin page. You can see your summary and your account details. Over here to the right, you can do cash transactions, so you can go to cash accounts. This is particularly handy for some people. If you set the date range here and click on search, you can actually export it to Excel. Here you log your withdrawals as per normal. And for those of you who use the fee calculator, the brokerage fee calculator, you can click on fees. And it'll take you to this page where you can select the brokerage calculator and use as per normal. Right, I'm going to go back to the top, so I'm going to recap for you quickly. This is your summary view. If you click here, it'll expand into your full account details. Cash accounts does your withdrawals, deposits, your fees, and your financial history. And then the report side of it will have your tax certificates, your monthly statements, the portfolio valuations, and your broker notes. Right, so let's jump into the trading portion of things now. We're going to click on Investor. That is our trading platform, and it'll take you straight there. It'll log in straight there. When you come in for the first time, you'll see that the setup is split into 4 pages. On the top left, you've got your portfolio view. On the right, a chart. Bottom right, a quote or a watch list. And on the left-hand side, on the default setting, is the order pad. What I have found to be most useful is the fact that you can change this layout to suit you. And in my opinion, working on a laptop, the best way to view this is by only using one frame. I'll show you how to change that. You go to Options and click on Options again. It'll bring up this change layout page for you where you can select the type of layout that you want. 1, 2, 2 screens on top of each other, 1, 2, 3 screens, or the 4. I prefer one screen. So I'm going to click on 1. I'm going to go down to change layout. That'll refresh my screen and you'll see that I've now only got one window. Got one window and it now shows my portfolio. So this is much easier to view. Let's go through the portfolio view quickly. Unfortunately, this account is empty that I'm using as a demo. So here would have been your cash. This would have been a summary of cash, margin, and exposure. And at the bottom here, your holdings and all the shares listed under your holdings. So a lot of people have asked me and said, but Sarel, these columns, what do they mean? And what do I do with them if I don't want to see all of them? Can they be customized? And they can be. Let me show you. On the right-hand side, you'll click on Settings. And every one of these changes one of these tables. So anything that's in tabular format on this system can be personalized. So I want to change my holdings column. So I'm going to go to settings, holdings, and it'll bring up all these options for me. And let's say I do not wish to see the start of day volume. I'm simply going to click on that minus sign and take it away. And I'll show you. It's disappeared here. All right, let's go add it back. So I'll go settings, holdings, find start of day volume, add it. And it should now be back on my screen. There. Under start of day volume. But I don't want it there. I want it next to start of day average price. So let's do this. Go back there, holdings, and anything that's in your selected items here can be dragged and dropped to wherever you want it. You simply click on it, drag it all the way to the top, go to start of day volume and stick it in there. Say OK, and you'll see that it's back here. So you can reduce these columns to the absolute necessary ones you have or you prefer. Drag and drop them around, move it around, and really customize your screen any which way you want to. Important though, once you've made changes to either the column settings or your layout, to click on Options and Save Settings. If you don't save settings, it'll default to the original view with 4 windows, and these columns will be all over the place, not looking like you customized them. Right, at the top here, you can select your different accounts and those views. You'll see there buy and sell buttons all over the show here. This window's got a buy and sell button. If I go to the watch list screen, there's a buy and sell button there. If I go to dividend screen, there's no one there. But there are a couple of buy and sell buttons all over the place here. So I'm going to now discuss with you the quote screen. Remember, we were in portfolio, and I don't know whether you've noticed that I personally don't use these menu items at the top to navigate my way around. I can, but I don't. I like just using this little button here to bring up all the menu options, and then I can select what I want. So now I'm going to go to the quote screen, and this is where you find watch lists. Under this I, you'll see watch list, and over here you've got system watch lists. These are system presets. And on the right hand side, if you've created your own user watch lists, they would be saved here. I'm going to show you how to do that now. If you get onto the screen and you want to start with a new watch list, let's say there's a default displayed with 2 or 3 shares in it, always just clean it up by clicking on the trash bin, and then you simply fire away. You type in the share code to say so you want Sasol, and let's say we want to add Discovery, and we don't know what the share code is for Anglo. So now we go click on that little magnifying glass. We type in Anglo, request it, and it'll bring us all the instruments with Anglo. And I know I want to trade in Anglo, that's on the JSE. There's the code. I now remember it's AGL. If I click on it, it'll throw it into my watch list automatically. If your watch list by chance is not alphabetically sorted, it's done here next to description by clicking on one of these arrows. If I click it now, it'll arrange it from top to bottom and then the other way around. There, AGL, DSY, and Sasol. Right, so that's the watch list. Remember, once you've created your watch list by simply typing in the stock code, and you can either press the request button to add it, or you can just hit enter. And you've got all your stocks into your watch list. Remember to go and save it here. So you go click there, you go save watch list, new watch list, give it a name, and press OK. You're limited to 5 watch lists, hence the fact that I'm not now entering a new one because I see Sean's already got 5 on his system here. So you would simply, let's run through that process again. You created your watch list by entering the codes. You go to the I, click on it, save watch list, give it a name, and click on OK. A for away. Right, you'll see if you subscribe to live prices that these prices will change dynamically in green and red all the time. They'll be flickering all over your screen. This is simply because Sean's subscribed to live prices. If you don't have live prices, They'll just be normal, and you'll see them update every 15 minutes. Or you can request by clicking on the play button, that request button. Right, so that's watch lists for you. So we've discussed portfolio, and we know what's in the portfolio screen. It's your cash, your summary, and your holdings. You know you can customize columns by clicking on settings, holdings, dragging and dropping them around, minus and plus to add. Bang, okay, I'm happy with the layout, and I'll go options, save settings. Right, so I've now created a watch list. I can see my portfolio and so on. What happens if I want to enter an order into the market? If you want to buy, you just simply click on one of these buy buttons. Let me just take it up for you. Your screen settings is stopping me. Look at this. How do I get there? You see that? It's filling it up the full screen. Just zoom out, please. Yeah. There we go. Thank you. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So it'll bring up this buy order for you. It'll show your account. You select the account that you want to trade in. You enter the security code. Let's say we want to trade in Discoveries. We click on the play button or get latest, and it'll show us the latest price in Discovery. It's 149.12 to 149.15. Buyers and sellers. There's 406 on the bid. There's 937 on the offer, and the last price was traded was 149.13. So I can then enter my volume here and say I want to buy 100 shares at 148. Good until the end of the day, and click on the buy button. It'll probably stop me because I haven't got enough cash in here. Okay, so what would have happened with this order had it gone through? It would have ended up in your order pad, which is there. There's your order pad. Your order would have been here. You can once again customize all these fields by clicking on settings and selecting orders and changing all these fields so that they suit you. All your orders would be here. This is where you cancel an order by clicking on the trash bin, and here's where you edit it by clicking on the little pencil. So that's the order screen in short. Other functionality that's quite nice on this is the news function, which shows you all the JSE Sense messages. They are filtered off at the moment, but you can filter to a certain stock. Just click on the play button. And say, for instance, we want to see Naspers only. We click on get them. There we go. And those are the last Naspers census. I can read the story about the completion of the unbundling of multi-choice out of there. Once I'm done, I can just clear this filter and request again to see all. So now I can see all the JSE census again. Your activity window is quite nice. It shows you the top performers or according to a lot of search criteria, so you can filter through volume. And so the market volume on MTN today was 10 million, 7 million for multi-choice, and so on. Right? If I wanted to see who was up the most by percentage points, I'll just go and request it. It'll reload, and it'll show me that Avenge is up by 50%, which is 1 cent. And so on. I can also arrange them the other way around. And so I want to see the guys down by percent. Oh, down by points. Request. And it'll show them for me. See, Naspers is down by 55 bucks. Sasol BEE is down by 29 Rand. So dead easy. There's your activity screen. Another nifty feature that I found, I hardly ever visit the activity screen because in my watch list, I'll show you quickly. If I go to quote, which is my watch list, and let's say I've got a watch list with quite a couple of stocks in there, which is I've now selected the top 40 for demonstration purposes. And I wanted to see which stock is the most up or down percentage wise. I simply click next to the movement here. Right? And it arranges it for me by the biggest loser. If I click it again, it'll arrange it for me by the biggest winner. Nice thing to watch. So now it sorts my watch list for me in order of gains, and I know the oaks at the bottom are the biggest losers, which is quite nice. So you don't have to go to the activity window to see which stocks are up most or down most. So that's a nice feature to have. We've discussed the news one. If you want to have security info on one single stock, you just click on security info. If you perhaps don't have it in your watch list, let's have a look at FirstRand and see what's happened there. It'll show you FirstRand is in the bank sector. It'll show you the previous close. It'll show you the market cap, their earnings, last earnings, their dividends that they paid the last time around, price earnings ratio, and the yield. Something else that you can look up per share is the dividends. So let's go look at FirstRand's dividend history, and I'll bring it up like that for me. Shows you the pay date, books closing date, shows me the ex-dividend date. And then, of course, depth is something people ask for. If I wanted to see the depth on a particular stock, I just type in the share code there, request it. It'll show me 5 levels of depth. So you can see FirstRand bid at 70, offered at 71. The next best bid is 67. And the next highest offer, lowest offer is 62.72. On the right-hand side here, it'll show you the last 5 trades. This reason is simply, is it trading on the bid side or the ask side? So judging by that, trading on the bid side could be slightly more sellers than buyers, because 4 out of the last 5 trades took place on the bid side. Right, something else that I wanted to show you was the charting functionality. It's really simple. It calls up the default chart for you like that, and it starts with PSG. Let's say I wanted to look at Discovery again. I'd simply enter the code, request it by clicking on that button or pressing enter. And let's say you don't like line charts, you want candlesticks. You just click there, select candlesticks, and let's say you like particular indicators, so you click on add indicator and you'll say, see, this is a 8-period moving average. Let's say I don't like that, I want a 15-period exponential. I can change it like that. In my subchart, it shows the volume at the moment. Let's say I don't want to see the volume, but I want to see the stochastic oscillator in the bottom there. I can add that. Once I'm happy with the layout of my chart like this, I can go to the far right-hand side where it says templates. If I click on templates, there's a little stiffy disk there. You can click on that and save it and say demo or whatever you want to call it. Say confirm. Now the template is saved. If I then happen to be in my portfolio view and I want to switch over to a chart and I click on chart, you'll see the default comes up with PSG in that. I then go back to my FirstRand. Let's go see FirstRand this time. I click on FirstRand. I go to templates and I select my demo template, and it'll show it to me in candlesticks with my exponential moving average and my stochastic at the bottom. So it's nice, very easy, very clean. The templates I've shown you, to draw a line is simply as easy as clicking on that little pencil symbol there, selecting the line type you want to draw, and all you do is you pick your start place. Oh, sorry, I made a mess of this, sorry. Let's just remove the marking, click there, click where you want to start, release the button, and click where you want to end, and you've got your line on your chart. So you can use that for drawing features. To clear those drawing markings off, you simply click on the trash bin. It'll ask you to confirm, and it's all off. So this is your chart template, and you can save it here. Anything to do with charts, you just go back there and select your template. Over here is an alert function. First thing you need to do when you go to alerts and set them up, you need to configure them, entering your email address, and say OK. Once you've done that, okay, it's going to force me to enter an email address here. Okay, there we go. I'm typing in Sean stuff. I don't want a custom subject line. I'll just say OK. I've got that. The security that I want to be warned about is FirstRand. FirstRand's currently trading at 62.74. I want to be notified when the last price is less than 62 bucks. Value 62. Right, if I wanted to put a memo in here to say buy first rand, and I click on OK, it'll save that alert for me and it'll drop me an email the moment that happens. Over here, the reactivate, you can say immediately or never. So what will happen, when it sends you the first mail, it doesn't reactivate. Because the next trade below 62, you'll get another mail and another mail. So I don't particularly like doing that. But that's how you set up alerts for yourself. Another feature for those guys using big screens or more than one screen, you simply click on options and you click on new window. You'll see what happened here is I'm in exactly the same screen. It's another instance of Investor. So this instance, now I can drag this tab and I can stick it on a second screen. So I can leave my chart on this side and have it nice and big. And on the other instance, I can view my portfolio and just jump between the two tabs like that. So you could have your watch list on the one side, your portfolio on the other side, charts, you can separate them like that. And remember to go back to the admin function, you simply go back to Investor there and click on portfolio, and here's all your portfolio functions right here. So this platform is really intuitive, really easy to work. It's just being able to understand a couple of things. One last thing that I want to touch on is contingent orders or stop loss orders. Right, so there's my account. I want to put in a buy order. So what I do is I put in the security code for first rand. Yes. The contingent order says, the price base says the last price is less or equal to 62 rand. Enter an order volume for me of 100 shares. Important, change the order price, because otherwise you're going to trade where it is now in the market. So once I want to buy first rand when it gets to 62 bucks or below. So I'll put 62 rand, 100 shares, order price at 62.05, and then hit buy, and once that condition is met, that the last price is below 62 bucks, only then will it enter my order into the market to buy 100 first rands at 62.05. That's the contingent orders for you. Let's do it the other way around. Let's say you wanted to get out of first rand when it hits 62 bucks. So you'll go first rand, get the latest. If the last price is less or equal to 62 rand is my trigger. I want to sell 100 shares and always put in some slippage. So put it maybe 61.90. And okay, so what will happen once first rand trades at 62 bucks, it'll enter an order into the market at 61.90 to sell your 100 shares. So that's how you activate a stop loss. Real easy. Okay, to recap, all your portfolio information under the portfolio tab. Columns all over the show, customizable by simply clicking there, dragging and dropping, plussing and minusing. Quotes is your watch lists. You can enter them here. You can select them here, the default ones. You can save them here, give them a name. Easy peasy. Buy and sell buttons all over the place to enter your live orders. Activity window I've shown. Like I said, I use my quote and watch list. I use that to monitor the activity in the stocks that I'm watching by selecting. Let me go show you again. Let's select the top 40 by simply clicking on the plus and minus there. Percentage wise there next to percentage, and I'll arrange it by losers or winners, whichever I prefer to be at the top. News we've touched, dividends, depth, everything can be done on this. And the nice thing about this is you can open a second instance where you can drag your chart to. You can stick your chart on there. And of course, all the admin function stays live. It's not as if you're switching between systems. It's all there for you. This is your admin function. This is your trading function. This is your duplicated screen. And you can just hop between them. I hope this helped you. I hope this helps you set up your investor in a way that it works for you. It's very customizable and it really works like a charm. I want to remind you that there's also a mobile app linked to this. We found quite a couple of clients who try to log into the system on iPads and that, and pop-ups blocks you. So you need to go and download the PSG Wealth application in the Google Play Store or in the Apple App Store. And then once you've downloaded that, you install it. Once it's open, you click on it. To log in, there's a slight difference. You use your normal username, so whatever your username is, and you just add @PSG. It's simply to point that app to the right server. So it's, if your username is Sarel, you type in Sarel and you'd add @PSG, normal password, login, bombs away. And it's all there for you. So enjoy working on the mobile app, enjoy setting it up the way you want it, enjoy customizing your investor platform. And like I said, the old functions are still there, the old views are still there, and we've got 1 or 2 enhancements to finish up. And I am convinced that you'll be very happy with a new functionality, which we think is far better than the old, and it's also far more robust.